I'm with Pastor Koshima, who is the owner of this establishment here, and the clientele largely, as you said, a stone throw away from the JSE, so it's the corporate employees here in the financial hub. Also, the foreign tourists who come in here, some of them for work, some of them for leisure. But let's get him into this conversation now. Pastor, thank you so much for talking to us. Now, as a serial entrepreneur, the postponement of the budget in Feb was unexpected. How did that impact your ability to then plan for the financial year? And when the minister then tables the budget in an hour's time, what will you be looking for as a business owner?
Thank you, Ntokozo. Well, we're glad that it's finally here today. The postponement obviously comes in a bit as a surprise, because one of the things that we do at this time of the year is price increases, and a lot of the businesses that we work around, the alcohol business, it's a financial year, and so it sort of throws things, just out of the way a little bit. But we're glad it's here. So the main thing we'll be looking forward, and I'm glad that you touched on a specific on this establishment. If you look around, we're based in a hotel, so tourism is big for us. So we really looking forward to seeing what are the changes that we're going to, and the support systems in the tourism sector. Obviously, economic growth is a big thing for us. VAT increases, if there is any tax increase, whether it's corporate or VAT, actually is going to impact the consumer a lot, because that's obviously less disposable income. We're the first ones that when people cut, when they want to cut off things, they cut us, because we are almost like a nice to have. So that's a huge I think firstly, tax increases, because if you think about the syntax, if you're increasing on product and you're also increasing on VAT, for the consumer is actually double. If if I put it that way, it's actually, so now we have to now change prices, and pricing in our industry is a big thing, because if you're not competitive, you lose people. To get people back, that's a big one. So yeah, so those are the three things. I think the tax, economic growth for us, and hospitality and tourism, and around that, and obviously I think I want to look at the fact that what are they doing around funding in terms of small business. We're a small business. We're in the ecosystem of other small businesses, our suppliers. If you look, we have a staff count of just over 200 people. So we're quite we're playing in that. So we really look forward to seeing what are the key changes around that.
Now, the ability of businesses such as yours to be able to scale faster and create jobs is one of the reasons that government says SMEs are the backbone of the economy. But are SMEs currently getting enough support?
Look, we hear it every year. To be fair, I think it is out there, but it's just so difficult to access. You look at a business like ours. We're operating here. We're operating in Durban. We're operating in Polokwane. We're operating in Midrand. So obviously that's scaling, and scaling, without proper support, and it's not just funding support. Infrastructure support, support services support. If you don't get it right, you can actually just get out of the game. So, and I think the big thing is that we want government or programs that really help us to grow, and because by growing, obviously, more jobs, more opportunities. But without that, it really is difficult. And at the moment, I think it's there. I think the challenge is just how easy it is to access this funding, and what are the parameters. What are the things that they want? Because some of these requirements are so difficult to meet. And while you're having a business that is really growing, but you don't always just tick the right boxes, and that becomes a challenge. So now I think that's where we would like some improvement around that. But more, and I think government can really do more. At the moment, we have to go to the banks, to the short-term funders, which is high interest, and then you're going to struggle to even operate. So we just need a little bit more accessibility around that, and a little bit more effort in them also really engaging with us.
Pastor, before I let you go, being a business owner, especially in the current economic climate, one characteristic you must have is that of resilience. With all the challenges that you are facing, red tape needing to be cut by governments, what does your medium-term growth prospects for your business look like, but also just for the industry at large? How are you keeping resilience in the time, and how government can then come to the party to also plan around that medium-term growth for the SMME space?
Yeah, look, our business is very tough. Personally, like you talk resilience, I've been in this business for over 10 years. We opened different restaurants before these ones, and obviously because of that lack of support and funding, you find it really difficult. But we're better now. I think we read the hence I was talking about economic growth. I mean, if you look at the last 4 years, and if you're talking just less than 1% of growth, that tells you a story. So we're hoping that things improve. People come out, and just to emphasize, I mean, tourism for us is a big one. If, like I said, this is a hotel, tourism around the tours. If you look at the oceans branch for us, that's also domestic tourism. If you look at the one in Polokwane, domestic tourism around that. So those are the things that we really hope they improve and they actually just get things better. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pastor, for giving us those insights. Katlego, of course, Pastor Kushima, the owner here of Perere Restaurants at the Sandton Hotel, outlining some of the items that he will be paying attention to when the Finance Minister then tabled the budget at 2 p.m. Tourism being important to him, infrastructure development, but also how government cuts the red tape for SMMEs to be able to access support, not always financial, but sometimes that non-financial support getting through, but of course remaining resilient through the tough economic times to be able to continue to grow and scale his operation, saying just over 200 jobs. So just painting a picture of why we can't afford for SMMEs to not be able to scale due to the dents that they really do make in unemployment. Katlego. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time with him as we then look out for that budget and get some reactions from the JSE a little bit later on, Katlego.